Hello aspirants, welcome you all. In this class we are going to see the introduction part of number system, followed by we are going to discuss 4 questions, and then I'm going to give you one practice question. Let us start with the basic definition. A number system is a system representing numbers. What is the purpose of this number system? It is used for counting purpose, comparing, measuring, and understanding the quantities. And also note down that these numbers can be either a single digit number or combination of two or more digits. Always remember that the symbols are always known as digits. Here, namely zeros and ones to represent the binary number system, and also 10 more digits, that is from 0, 1, 2 up to 9. With these 10 different numerals, we can able to form any order to represent some quantity. For example, 94. This is nothing but the numeral, or else in words we call this as a 94. This is the quantity which is being represented as a number. With this, we will move on with the face value and place value concept. This concept is very important. Let us start with a simple definition. So you know that this is unit place, this is 10th place, this is 100 place, this is 1000 place. So move on. So unit place contains the value as 1. 10th place 10, this is 100, then this is 1000. So it will go like that. After this, let us start with the face value. What do you mean by a face value? A face value is nothing but a digit which is equal to the digit itself, which means I'm taking 956. What is the face value of 9? The face value of 9 is 9. The face value of 5 is 5. The face value of 6 is 6. So this is nothing but the face value. And then what do you mean by place value? This is also very important. Actually, we call place value as a local value. Actually, in any number, the place value of the digit is multiplied by the place. Let us take the same example, 956. Here, the 6 present in the unit place. Therefore, you have to multiply that with 1. Therefore, 1 into 6, which is equal to 6. Then 5. It is present in the 10th place. Therefore, 10 into 5. This is nothing but 50. Then this 9 present in the 100 place. Therefore, 100 into 9. This is nothing but 900. So this can be written as 900 plus 50 plus 6, which is equal to 956. This is called as a place value. We have to multiply with that place to the given number. Hope you all understood. Suppose if you are having any doubts, you can just comment so that I will help you. After this, we need to know about the classifications of number. Let us start with the natural numbers. Actually, the natural numbers always start from 1. That is 1, etc. up to infinite. Then we have to talk about the whole numbers. The whole numbers is nothing but a natural number plus 0. That is the whole number. Integers, a whole number including the negative and then positive numbers. Here I am giving you an example. Then even and odd number. Remember, the whole number which is divisible by 2 is nothing but the even number. Which is not divisible by 2 namely we call them as a odd number. After this, we do have some other classifications. This is very important. Prime number is very important. What do you mean by prime number? If the number is not divisible by any number except 1 and the number itself, or else we can say it has only 2 factors. That is nothing but a prime number. For example, 2. This 2 can be divisible by 2 and then 1 only. Therefore, it has 1 as a factor and the number itself. Then we call this as a prime number. Then composite number. A composite number is now a natural number which are not prime, or else we call it as a number which has more than 2 factors. More than 2 factors, then we call them as a composite number. So kindly remember about this composite number. And then what do you mean by coprime? Two natural numbers A and B are said to be coprime if their HCF is 1. So if their HCF is 1, we call them as a coprime. For example, 3, 5, this is the coprime, and then 4, 1. I'm giving you few examples. There are a lot of examples though between the coprime. We call them as a relatively prime. Then twin primes. The difference between the prime numbers differs by 2, then it is said to be your twin primes. Example I have given here: 3 minus 5, or else 5 minus 3, 2, 7 minus 5, 2, 13 minus 11, 2. So this is nothing but the twin primes. Rational number. Any number which can be expressed in the form of p by q, then it is called as a rational number. 3 by 5, or else we can say natural numbers are also a rational number, since it can be represented by 2 by 1, 4 by 1, so like that. Therefore those things and all rational numbers. What do you mean by irrational number? Actually, this irrational number concept is very, very important. Listen carefully. It is neither recurring decimal or else a terminating decimal. We call them as a irrational number. In other words, you can say non-recurring, non-terminate decimals, which means that it cannot be expressed in the form of p by q. Then we call them as a irrational number. For example, I am taking root 2. Here the value of the root 2 is 1.414213, it continues, which means it is non-terminating and also non-recurring. What do you mean by recurring number? Recurring number is nothing but 1.4141. So that is the recurring. But here it is non-recurring. 1.414213, it differs, therefore non-recurring. We call them as your irrational numbers. After this, we need to understand about the real numbers. This real numbers includes both rational and irrational number. With the introduction part, we are to know about how to get the prime numbers. There are two methods to identify a prime numbers. One method is a direct method. The another method is a simple method. You need to understand. Let us talk about the methods first. So method 1. So listen carefully. A number can be expressed in the form of 6n plus or minus 1. Then it is called as a prime number. Apart from 2 and 3, some numbers can be expressed in the form of 6n plus or minus 1. So let us see that numbers. Here 5. This 5 can be written as 6 into 1 minus 1, which means that this can be expressed in the form of 6n minus 1. And then the another thing, 7. The 7 can be expressed in the form of 6 into 1 plus 1. So this is nothing but another method, 6n plus 1 method. Just you try with 11, 13, 17, 19, so like that. So what is method 2? Let us see the method 2. Any number greater than 40, you can apply this method, n square plus n plus 41 to get the prime number. How to get that? Let us see. So here I'm just taking n as a 0. That is the whole number. If n is equal to 0, obviously you are getting a prime number. Listen carefully. 0 square 0, 0 plus 41, which is nothing but 41. So put n is equal to 1, which is equal to 1 square 1, then 1 plus 41, which is equal to 43. Then n is equal to 2, 4 plus 2 plus 41, which is equal to 47. So in this way you can able to get the prime numbers. And note down that 1 is neither a prime number nor a composite number. So therefore be careful with this concept. And then 2 is the only even prime number. So remember this also. And then 2, 3 is the only consecutive prime numbers. So be careful about this prime number concepts. After this, we move on to, this is very important note. So kindly note down how to check whether a number is a prime number or not. How to do though? So let's example. Here 340. Can we say this is not a prime number since it is ending with a 0? Therefore it is not a prime number. I am representing NP for a not a prime. Here this 93. Can we say whether it is a prime or not? We can say. So just apply the second concept. Sum of the digit. The sum of the digit is 12, which can be divisible by 3. If it is divisible by 3, then surely it is not a prime number. Then shall we say 79 as a prime number? Yes, since it is not divisible by 2. Also check the sum. Sum is 16. The 16 is also not divisible by 3. Therefore we can say that this is a prime number. So therefore we do have one more method to identify a given number is a prime number or not. Let us check with the prime number test. Let us start with the prime number test with a simple example. I'll give you a simple steps to form this prime number test. Step number 1. Check the divisibility by 2 and 3. This was we done in the previous. Now step 2. If a number n is not the perfect square, find a suitable value of x which is a perfect square closest to n and greater than n. Step 3. Check divisibility by all the numbers of the form 6k plus or minus 1. Step number 4. If the number is not divisible by any of the above number, that is the step 3, then given number is a prime. Then or else if the number is divisible by any of the above numbers, that is by getting with the step 3, then the given number is not a prime. Let us solve one question for a better understanding. I'm just taking example as 179. Here this is nothing but n. Here, this is not the perfect square number. So therefore, we move on with the first step first. It ending with 9. Therefore, it is not divisible by 2. Then find out the sum of the digits 17. The 17 is also not divisible by 3. Therefore, we move on to the step number 2. Step number 2 is, if a number n is not a perfect square, find a suitable value of x, which is the perfect square closest to the n. And remember, greater than n. So which is greater than n as the perfect square? 196. So therefore, I am taking this as a x. So now x is equal to 196. Find out the root. The root of x is equal to 14. So be careful that after finding this, you need to identify the prime numbers which are less than 14. What are the prime numbers which are less than 14, which can be expressed in the form of 6k plus or minus 1. This is nothing but 5, 7, 11, 13. So these 4 numbers only can be expressed in the form of 6k plus or minus 1. After finding out this, what you need to do is just divide the given number with 5. Check whether the number completely divisible by 5 or not. Surely the last number is 9. It is not going to be divisible, which means it does not leave your remainder as 0. So I am just moving with the next number 179, then 7. So just by doing a division, 2 are 14, then 3, 9, 5 are 35, 4. So it leaves you remainder as 4. Therefore, this 179 is not completely divisible by 7. What do you mean by completely divisible? If a number is divisible completely by some other number means, surely it has to give you a remainder as 0. Then only it is completely divisible by some number. But here it leaves you 4 as a result. Therefore, 179 not completely divisible by 7. Then move on with 11. So this will also leave you the remainder apart from 0. Then 179 with 13. If you want, you can check. 1 are 11. After 11, then 6, 9. 6 are 63. Subtract. By subtracting, we are getting 6 as a remainder. Therefore, it is not 0. Not completely divisible. Next is 13. 1, 13. Then 4, 9. Then 3s are 39. This also leaves you a remainder as 10. Therefore, this also not completely divisible by 13. Which means that 179 is not divisible by any of the numbers. That is 5, 7, 11, 13. Which means, check the step number 4. If the number is not divisible by any of the numbers just you found by using the step 3, then the given number is a prime number. Therefore, 179 is a prime number. Why? This 179 is not divisible by any of the numbers, that is 5, 7, 11, 13. You can take any numbers and then you can solve by using this procedure to identify the given number is a prime number or not. Hope you have understood. Suppose if you are having any queries, you can approach. Next thing, let us move on with the fractions. Actually, to discuss the fractions, you need to understand 3 things. One is a proper fraction, and next is improper fraction. Another one is a a mixed fraction. Before that, what do you mean by fraction? So that is also very important. Let us see a fraction concept and then let us move on to the proper and improper and a mixed fraction. So a fraction means it indicates a number of parts out of the whole. So this is the meaning of the fraction. Suppose I am just taking this is the pizza. Just assume that this is as a pizza. Here I am doing a slices. After doing the slices, here 8 pieces are there. Out of 8 pieces, I am just consuming 3 pieces. How to represent this in form of a fraction? 3 pieces I have consumed among the 8. So this is nothing but the way to represent the fraction. Or else we can say it's 3 parts out of 8. Which means that 3 parts of the pizza I have taken among the 8 pieces. Here this 3 we call as a numerator. This 8 we call as a denominator. Then we move on with the proper fraction. So this is very important concept. Listen carefully. Actually, the absolute value is less than 1. The absolute value is less than 1. And then one more thing you need to understand. The numerator should be less than the denominator, then we call them as a proper fraction. For example, we take 3 by 8 as a proper fraction since the numerator is less than the denominator. So now let us move on to the improper fraction. Here this absolute value is greater than 1. Now listen carefully. The numerator is greater than the denominator, then we call them as the improper fraction. For example, 8 by 3. So this is the improper fraction. And then mixed fraction. How to find out the mixed fraction? All improper fraction can be converted into a mixed fraction. How? Listen. This is 8. This is 3. Just divide that 2 times 6 leaves you a remainder 2. Mixed fraction. The procedure is quotient, now, then remainder by the divisor. This is the procedure to write a given number in terms of a mixed fraction, or else improper into a mixed fraction. Then listen carefully. Quotient is 2, then remainder is 2, then r is nothing but 3. Here we call this 2 as a integer. Then this r by d is nothing but the proper fraction. So listen carefully. This 2 by 3 is in the proper. Now this 2 can be written as an integer. Then this is the basic concept we have discussed so far. Then we need to discuss one more thing. This rule, BODMAS rule. So V is nothing but the bars, or else we can say as a vinculum. Then this BRE is nothing but the brackets. To solve this kind of things, you need to form the order. This is the circular bracket, then curly braces, and then square bracket. In this way only you have to give the preference while solving any problems in terms of simplifications. Now this is off, then D for division, and then M for multiplication, then A for addition, then S for subtraction. Always give preference in this way to solve or else to simplify any given a problem. With this, we are moving to one problem. This is the UPSC question, was asked in 2011. So this question is very important question. So let us discuss this question. There are 4 consecutive prime numbers. The product of first 3 is 385. The product of last 3 is 1001. The first and last number represented by. So now be sure that it is given that the product of first 3 is 385. Here the last digit is 5. To get the last digit as a 5, 5 must be one factor. 5 must be your one factor. Then also note down that this 385 is not divisible by 2 since 5 present here. Therefore not divisible by 2. Now check whether it is divisible by 3 or not. How to check? Add all the digits. Therefore 8 plus 8, 16. 16 is also not divisible by 3. Therefore we have to leave that 2 and 3. Then surely 5 must be a one factor. Then the 5 is the smallest prime number. It is given as 4 consecutive prime numbers, which means 7, then 11 and 13. Here you have to identify first and last numbers respectively. The first number is 5, last number is 13. Therefore 5, 13 is the answer for this question. Or else if you want to cross check, you can able to cross check. Since it is given that, how to cross check? Listen, I will tell you how to cross check. It is given that the product of first 3 is 385. Therefore check 5 into 7 into 11. Surely it gives you 385 as the result. And then product of the last 3 is 1001. Last 3 means 7 into 11 into 13, which surely leaves you a resultant as 1001. So this is the way to cross check. Therefore answer for this question is B, 5, 13. Let us move on with the important questions. This kind of questions are very important. These forms are very important. How to solve this question with respect to a number system concept. Now listen carefully. This is the method 1. Actually it has 2 methods. We do discuss this problem with method 1, that is the natural number concept. So how to do this? How many natural numbers up to 100 are not divisible? Understand, it is given that not divisible by 3 or 7. Here what you have to do? Just take 100. Check with the numbers divisible by 3. Here just check here 3, 9, 1, 0, 3, again 9 leaves you number 1. So therefore this is the simple method, simple way to solve this kind of problem. Just write total numbers which is divisible by 3. So which is equal to, just take the integer part alone, not the fraction part, or else we can call them as 33 1 by 3. So in this case just take only the integer part alone, not the improper or else proper. So 1 by 3 is the proper, therefore don't consider that, just take the integer part alone. So similar way, total numbers which is divisible by 7, identify this. By 7, how to identify? Just simple method, 100, 7, 1s are 7, 3, 0, then 4s are 28, 2. Just take the integer part alone, therefore 14. Now you need to check with the total numbers which is divisible by both. That is also very important. So therefore divisible by both 3 and 7. How to identify this? Simply take the LCM between 3 and 7. The LCM is 21. Then check 100, divisible by 21. Therefore 4 times 84. Don't bother about the remainder. We do not need any remainder. Just we need the integer part alone. So which is 4. So what do you need to do? You need to identify the total numbers which are divisible by 3 or 7. But be sure that the question is not divisible by 3 or 7. Now I am going to identify the total numbers which are divisible by 3 or 7. So which means either 3 or 7. How to identify? We can go back to the probability concept also, or else Venn diagram concept also. So how to do that? Remember, or means you have to use the symbol called as union symbol. Both means you have to use the intersection symbol. So be careful with this intersection. So you can apply this logic. So here I need to identify R. R means I'm going to use the union concept. I need to identify this, right? N of A union B we need to identify. I know the N of A plus I know the N of B. I know the intersection also. Intersection means both I know. So N of A intersection B I know. Now apply here. So this is nothing but 33 plus 14 minus 4. How to solve this? So this is nothing but 43. So therefore be sure that this is the answer for how many natural numbers up to 100 are divisible by 3 or 7. See the options 43%. By mistake, you may choose 43 as the answer. If you do that, that is wrong. Why it is wrong? We need to identify the natural numbers up to 100 not divisible by 3 or 7. In this case, what you need to do? Total numbers minus total numbers which are divisible by 3 or 7. Simple. Which is 43. Then subtract that. So which leaves you 57 as the answer. So answer for this question is B, 57. We do have method 2. I'm just going to teach this method 2 with respect to the progression concept, but not now. So let us move on to the question number 2. This question number 2 is very important. Frequently in the recent trends, UPSC asking this kind of question. How to solve this kind of questions? Listen. 3P8, then 5Q7, then 2R9. Now read the question. P, Q, R are whole numbers. What could be the maximum possible value of Q in the given expression? First of all, note down that it is the 3-digit numbers. How to represent the 3-digit number? One is unit place, then 10th place, then 100th place. Here, just check with the place values. 3 is in the 100th place, then P in the 10th place, then 8 in the unit place. Sorry. Now 3 into 100, 300, 10P plus 8. Now check with the same thing. 5 into 100, Q into 10, 1 into 7. Therefore 500 plus 10Q plus 7. Then proceed same way. Okay. 2 into 100 plus R into 10 plus 1 into 9. 200 plus 10R plus 9. So then it is given that 3P8 plus 5Q7 plus 2R9. We have to add everything. So simply add. So therefore 700,000. Then here we are, by adding we can take 10 as a common here. I'm just taking 10 as a common here. By taking 10 as a common, I'm getting P plus Q plus R. Then here in this position, 8 plus 7 plus 9, 24. I know the value of LHS. It is given in the question. 1104. So this is nothing but 1000. Okay, listen, 1000. So now 1000, 24 plus 10 into P plus Q plus R. Just bring that to the LHS. 1024. 10 into P plus Q plus R. While subtracting, I'm getting 80 as the answer. 80. Therefore, P plus Q plus R. Just cancel this. Therefore, I'm getting P is equal to P plus Q plus R is equal to 8. Here it is given that what would be the maximum possible values, but be sure that it is the whole numbers. Whole numbers start with 0. Maximum value. Maximum value means we can take minimum value 0, then maximum up to 8. Since it is given as 8. P plus Q plus R is going to be 8. So that is the maximum. If you put a 0 here, then to get a 8, we have to place 2 and 6 like that. So you have to do random things. It is asked maximum, which means just I am taking P as 0, R as 0. In this situation only, we are deriving Q as a maximum by substituting P is equal to 0, R is equal to 0. What is the maximum value in this case? Q is equal to 8. Therefore, answer for this question is 8. Actually, we do have one more method to solve this question. I will teach you that method. This is the procedure way to solve this kind of problems. I'm just going to teach you with method 2. This method 2 is very simple method, but you have to be very careful. 3P8, 5Q7, 2R9. Just adding this. While adding this, check here. It is how much? 24. Then 2. Now listen carefully. Here 11. This is 0. Now check here. 3 plus 5, 8, 10. We need 1 as your carry here. Therefore, 2 plus P plus Q plus R should be 0 will come. Surely 1 is carrying on this part. 1 is carrying over here. So therefore 1 should be present here. Listen carefully. This is simple method. Okay. 1 should be present here. Now, in order to get 10 as a resultant, we need to substitute possible values for P, Q, R. It is given as maximum, no? Whole number, no? 2 here. 10 minus 2 obviously going to be 8 is the maximum. So I'm just placing 8 in the place of Q. Then I'm taking 0 in the place of R and P to give the resultant as 10. In this case also, you are getting Q as a 8. Actually, this method is the very simplest method. We can solve this kind of questions in a very short period. That is less than 2 minutes. So please be aware of this type of questions. Then the number 1x62 is added to 58y6 and the sum is obtained is Z401, where x, y, z are single digit odd prime numbers, then only possible value of x plus y is. Now listen carefully. 1x62, then 5, 8, y, 9, which by adding it leaves you Z401. Here we need to identify x, y, z. This x, y, z is going to be the single digit. Listen carefully. Single digit odd prime number. What is the odd prime number? Single digit. 3, 5, 7. Therefore, x, y, z going to be among 3, 5, 7. Now we have to check the possible things. How to check the possible things? Listen carefully. This is 2, this is 9. I am adding, it is given the resultant as 1. Surely it carries 1 here. Then y and 6, resultant is 0 here. Therefore 6 plus 1, 7. In the place of y, I need to put something. In the place of y, I need to put something among these 3. 3, 5, 7. 7 already there. To get resultant as 0, I need to put 3 in the place of y. Then only I am getting the resultant as 0. Then again 1 carries here. Therefore I am getting 3 here. Then x now, here 8. Now 4. Now just add here. 8 plus 1, 9. With 9, I need to add some value in the place of x. In the place of x. 9 plus 5 only leaves you the last digit as 4. Therefore, I am writing 5 here. It leaves 1 as a carry. Therefore, be careful. 5 present here. 5 plus 1, 6. 6 plus 1, 7. This is nothing but z. After finding out this, just write the values. In the place of x, you are having 5. In the place of y, you are having 3. In the place of z, you are having 7. Here the question is you need to identify the sum, that is x plus z alone, which means 5 plus 7, which is equal to 12. Therefore, answer for this question is A, 12. Hope you all understood this question. Let us move on with the question number 4. The following sequence is generated by dividing 55 by a natural numbers. The sequence is 0, 1, 1, 3, 0, x, 6, 7. You need to identify what is x. See, just understand, it is given that 55 dividing by the natural number. The natural number start with 1, no? Just start with 1. Divide that. 1 into 55, sir. Therefore, 55 leaves you remainder 0. Therefore, its series pattern 0. Yes, okay. Then I am going to check with next one. 55 with 2. Then check here 27. Then 54. It leaves you remainder 1. Yes, it follows. This pattern 0, 1 follows. Then again check with 55 with 3. Since this 1, 2, 3 and all natural numbers, it is given in the question. Divisible by natural numbers. Therefore 3 times. Now check here. 1 sir, 3, 2, 5, 8 sir, 24, 1. All the remainders. Now see the remainders only following this pattern. 0, 1, 1. Now again I am going to check with 4. Now 1s are 4, 1, 5. Then 3s are 12. It leaves you remainder. Actually all the remainders following here 3. Now check here another 5. So 11s are 55. Yes, remainder only following. Therefore 0. So now it is very important. We need a result. Since 55 dividing by 6 only gives you something. That something is nothing but the x. Listen carefully. So therefore 6 into 9 are 54 leaves your remainder. This is 1. Now make sure that with the other things also. 55, 7, 7 sevens are 49. Yes, it leaves you 6. Then 55. Then 8s are 8, 6 are 48. It leaves you remainder as 7. Yes, it follows. Therefore, we need to identify x alone. Therefore, in that box, x is equal to 1. Therefore, answer for this question is going to be 1 is the x value. So Hope you all understood this concept. We have discussed 4 questions so far with the basic introduction part. I am giving you one practice question. Try to take this question and practice and comment the answers. Thank you all. Have a good day.